We need a credible opposition. An opposition that the Rakyat can see is an alternative to the existing government. So a lot of work needs to be done within Pakatan Rakyat to convince the voters that this is the credible alternative to the existing government that we have. And we, the members of the civil society movement, would like to contribute to that effort, would like to work with Pakatan Rakyat into strengthening Pakatan Rakyat, into mobilizing the support of the voters. But Pakatan Rakyat also has got some things to do. We want to know what is the commitment of Pakatan Rakyat to the People's Declaration. We, the people, are the boss. We, the people, put these people into power. Without us, they will not be in power. Does Pakatan Rakyat want to be an opposition forever? Or does it want to be the next government? This is why we have to sit down and thresh out some of those areas of dissatisfaction. And we want, if possible today, if not possible today, in the very near future, a commitment that if not all, some of what was promised in this document will be implemented. In the recent UK general elections, when it was a hung parliament, and they needed the LDP, which is in a way a third force, but a political party third force, when they needed them to form the government, the LDP put on the table a demand for political reforms. Maybe not as comprehensive as what we have done here, but they put on the table a demand. The Labour Party said, okay, they agree to electoral reforms. LDP says no. We're talking about political reforms. Within political reforms will also be electoral reforms. But it's more than just electoral reforms. Conservatives said, okay, we agree to political reforms. And we shall implement within 2 years. So LDP agreed to form a coalition government or unity government together with Conservative. And today, my party president is the Deputy Prime Minister of Britain. Now they gave 2 years. We gave Pakatan Rakyat 2.5 years. And not a single reform has been implemented. Now, some of those reforms can be done immediately. Some of those reforms will need 2 years. Some of those reforms may need 20 years. We understand not everything can be done. But at least if we can see the emergence of some of these changes and reforms, we will be quite happy. And we will continue to support, the civil society movements will continue to support Pakatan Rakyat in every general election, every by-election, including the coming one in Galas. One thing that we wanted, apart from all the internal bickering and squabbling and fighting over positions within the party, of course, one thing that we wanted was quality candidates. We don't like all those frogs and jokers that were fielded in the last general election. I mean, if you had met some of those candidates who I and my wife Marina, who personally met them, even my wife said, "Is this the best you can do?" She said, I wouldn't even trust him into walking my dog, let alone become one of my wakil rakyat, man, you know. And true enough, people like Kamarul, Port Klang, for instance, Zul Nordin, Ibrahim Ali, today, they're an embarrassment and they're a hindrance. And today, Ibrahim Ali, our toko, our superstar, blah, blah, blah. Today, what? He's trying to trigger, what? May 13 version 2. And he's what? Pakatan Rakyat, you know, originally. So we don't want this kind of people anymore. We don't want people who are going to rip the country to pieces and tear us apart and have, Chinese labeled as mata sepet and Indians as kaki botol. I think those days are finished. And the fact that these are all Pakatan Rakyat, or at least ex-Pakatan Rakyat, Wakil Rakyat, makes it even worse. So we want an end to that. And we, the civil society movements, are prepared to sit down with Pakatan Rakyat and offer candidates, not me, I will not be contesting, we will be offering credible, reliable candidates with very strong names who will not want to be part of any political party, but are prepared to be part of political reforms outside the political party structure. Even if they have to contest in the election and go to parliament or go to the state assembly, they will do so. After all, Pakatan Rakyat doesn't have enough candidates anyway. Last election, how many people contested 2 seats? You know, Teresa Kok 2 seats, even Lim Guan Eng 2 seats, Professor Ramasamy 2 seats, Tan Sri Khalid 2 seats. So many of the Pakatan leaders had to contest 2 seats, parliament and state, because not enough candidates anyway. So let us fill in those vacuums, let us offer. But let us give you good candidates who we can be proud of when we send them to parliament, and who will no longer be the embarrassment that we have now, some of those candidates. The next election is going to be won through the media. In America, it's already happened, in Britain, it's already happened, and Malaysia is not far behind. It is going to be a media war. Already Barisan is fighting a media war. You look at Utusan, Berita Harian, TV3, Bernama, you know, RTM. They're using all this government machinery to slander and to whack the opposition. What are we doing? How are we fighting back? We don't have a TV station. We don't have a radio station. We don't have any newspapers other than party newspapers. We want Pakatan Rakyat through the various state governments to set up newspapers. Because according to the law, state governments are given a license to run a newspaper. 2.5 years we've asked for a newspaper. Where is that newspaper? And the newspaper has to be in Malay. We need to hit the Malay voter market. The Malay votes are split 50-50. They believe in all this propaganda and lies of Utusan and Berita Harian and TV3 and all those government-owned news agencies which are poisoning the minds of the Malays, telling the Malays all sorts of nonsense, and the Malays are believing it because the Malays are not being told the other side of the story. And they are Malay medium people, they don't go to Malaysia Today. I mean, Malaysia Today is for more the English-speaking population. So we need this. Hey, 2.5 years in power, still cannot do. So this is what we, the civil society movements, are asking Pakatan Rakyat. Now, we shall go down and support Pakatan Rakyat in the coming Galas by-election. We shall campaign day and night as usual. But this time, we want to hear the commitments that were made 2.5 years ago. What's going to happen about it? You want our support, you have it, but you got to earn it. Thank you very much.